Ready?
Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to the Central Florida Orchid Show. Thank you for coming. Today we're going to talk about how to mount some orchids in different ways of mounting orchids, right? Now, I don't know you want to come closer because it's easy. You can see, man, we're giving a class of how to mount stuff, so you're more than welcome in to come in. I don't know you want to get closer because it's easier as long as because this is for you guys to see than just to hear. We're gonna start with the cork. Cork is the easy way to mount orchids because it lasts a long time and basically, and it's nice. It's very decorative. You hang it in there and it works super well. Now, let me show you a trick that I learned a long time ago. This is a little frame hook that you can get anywhere. Just hook it in there. Just screw into the cork. So in that way, you put a S-hook, and the S-hook goes this way. You put it down there, all the way down, and then you push it up and upwards. And then you make sure, and then you can hang it like this against a wall, a fence, or anywhere. And so you don't see the wire, and then you can hang it, makes it like this. Now, how to attach it to that thing? The easy way would be with a drill. And right now I'm using calleas. Okay, cats, you gotta know how to grow them. You see these plants, they grow sideways. They don't grow like the joyous and stuff like that. They grow sideways. So you're gonna see how they grow, where it goes, right? And so basically, and then you're gonna present it to the cork, and it's gonna go this way, right? After that, you can get either coconut fiber, you can get the coconut or moss. I like coconut because it lasts a little longer than moss. Moss usually, at least for my conditions, holds too much humidity and damages it. Even in cork, it damages the root system for my plants, so I rather do cocoa. Some people go with moss because it works for them, but in my case, it works. The cocoa works the best. Okay, now here's what I tell you to for you guys to come because it will be easy. When you put it like that, you drill 2 holes all the way down. Then you're gonna get a little coconut. Well, in this case, it's gonna be a little. It's just a handful. You don't need that much. Just a handful will be more than enough. Of the coconut fiber. Put it there. We're gonna put the plant there, right under the root system. Some people put it right on top of the root system. I like to put it under. Just like tomato. Same idea. Where am I? Now, how to tie them? I like to use zip ties. And even though we don't sell this, I like to use it. You can buy any hardware store. And we have plastic ties, the one that comes in a spool and then you cut it as long as you need it. But I like this because to me it's easier. Just when you tie it up, and that's it. So you're gonna go through the holes. Like this, and then with the zip ties, you zip tie to the cork. This and that's part 1 out of that. Now, when you hang it, you say, well, how are you gonna fertilize it? The easy way to fertilize the plants, especially the ones that are mounted, is if you don't have enough time, would be with a time release. With a time release, that will be something, we sell NutriCo, which I like it because the reason usually this is the only one that doesn't melt when it's super hot, especially down here that gets pretty hot. And neutral coat won't melt and won't damage the root system. So you fill it up, right? Now, if you see I put a little tight right in the back of the little dispenser, because this guy, to be honest, was designed for fish tanks to feed the vegetables, you know, the plants, the aquatic plants in the fish tank, so the fish won't eat the fertilizer. But we use it for the orchids. So in this case, you're gonna put it like this. Well, first of all, you pass the wire to it, right? And then you're gonna tie it up to the plant. You will say, why don't you use the zip ties? You can do it, but I like to do it this way, old-fashioned. And then you tie it up, right on top of the root system. Always right on top of the root system. And you fill it up with that time release, so that every time that you water, it rains, the plant gets fertilized. That's the easy way, because if you start using 20-20-20, they dissolve in water. If you got the time, you can do it. But you know, this is, to me, the easy way. Now, you can use cypress boards, you can use plastic boards, you can use wood boards, and even you can use tree fern. All of them, it has the same particular way of doing it. I mean, you drill the 2 holes, you present it, you plant, you drill, and then you hang it. And these guys, for example, this guy is easier because you go, if you want to hang it, you go like this, and then you hook it like a fish. And then you hang it like this. If you want to hang it like that. Other people, some growers, they like to have it like this, so they use a 4-prong hangers. And same principle. You touch the plant like this. I mean, if you want to grow it sideways, you touch it like, same like this. You put a little coconut fiber, a little mat, or cocoa mat, or moss, and then you tie it up with that with zip ties. I like zip ties. If you want to grow it like this, it's a little more trickier, because you gotta press it down, and then with the ties, you gotta go across the rhizome, the suitable. You gotta go across them. Oh man, we won't buy.
Your wife wanted me to ask you how much you're selling these for.
$1 million, not four for a buck.
Right, yeah.
So basically, you tie it up like this, and then you hang it. Basically, you know, that's the principle how to mount orchids. Try to mount orchids like, I mean, you gotta know what you're buying, so you know how to mount it. For example, pandas, dendrobiums, cats, they're very easy to mount. Grammatophyllum, very easy. Some terrestrial, I mean, some plants like a path, stuff like that, they're more terrestrial, so they don't like to be mounted. They like to be in pots. And now, when you mount your plant, another way. Lately, you're gonna see a lot of people. This is a guiding pole. This basically you stick in the pot, and then you attach the dendrobiums, you attach pandas, terrestrial, so they grow straight up, and you guide them. You guide the plant to go straight up, right? Now, it's usually designed for in the aeroids communities, you know, tropical plants, but we're adapted to the orchids. Now, some people, what they're doing is they drill a hole. Drill a hole, they put in this case it would be an essence, but you can do anything. It could be wires, it could be fishing line, it could be anything that you have. And as you go across, you hang it, and you attach your orchid here. And you can do several of them on Calleia. Pandas, you can do one panda down here, and the panda will grow up. The dendrobiums, you can do 2 of them, so they can grow up. You know, but a cat, you can do 3 of them, one here, one there, and one there, and try to make sure that they don't bloom at the same time. So at least you can see in bloom for like 4 or 5, 4 months or so, because most people buy the same plants and attach them, and when it stops blooming, it's going to be like a year before it blooms again. Okay, so we're telling them how to attach the orchids to this pipe, to this cocoa pole, and basically you presented it, and then you put something like this, and then with ties, or zip ties, or plastic ties, or whatever you have at home, fishing line, it works. And then you attach it. Now, the most
And then eventually the roots will grab hold, right?
Yes,
So even
eventually
if
the
that
roots,
tie wrap
you got me.
busts or
You beat me
falls
to the
away,
point.
it's still
I was
attached.
going to tell you. The most important thing that you got to do is maximize the growth of the root system.
Yeah.
And how you going to do it? You can use fishing line, seaweed. Seaweed is an organic way of producing, enhancing the root system. That's what it does. It doesn't do anything else. Fish emulsion helps us to grow. Seaweed helps them to produce a root system. And it's a 2 teaspoons per gallon of water. You can add it to the fertilizer. Try not to mix it with the water every time that you're watering. Try to do at least, every 15 days, something like that, no more than that, for like a couple. You can use the whole year, to be honest. What it's going to do is maximize the growth of the root system, so it touches faster to whatever surface you are applying to. Then you can use Super Drive. The good thing about Super Drive has a seaweed in it, but it has vitamins and hormones. It's not fertilizer. Most people confuse this with fertilizer. Super Drive bought a Dynagram. Dynagram is a fertilizer company, so now you see Super Drive 3126 or 795. Those are fertilizer. But the hormone itself, it comes in this nice little container, and it has a dropper. We put a dropper in it, and basically it will be 5 drops per gallon of water. And you can mix it to the fertilizer. You can mix it with the seaweed. You can mix it with anything. Even whenever you water. Try to do it like every 2 weeks or so. Not too much because of that all the steroid that has in it. And now, so another thing, especially for you guys, here in Central Florida, it's getting very humid in summertime. This is one way of preventing the plants from getting fungus. However, it's a good idea to fungicide. Go simple. Go with the easy one, Physan. Physan is very easy to use, and it's one of the simplest fungicides out there. It's a bactericide and a fungicide, and you can use it frequently. You don't have to do it, like Diethane is like every 15 days, and you gotta be careful. And Thiom is once a month. Physan you can use every time. If it rains, use it after the rain. You can do it like every 3 days. If you see that it's too hot and it's too muggy, do it in the afternoon. So it prevents. Yeah, spray. You gotta spray it. It's the 2 teaspoons per gallon of water, and spray the whole plant, everything but the flowers. Whenever you spray the plants, spray everything but the flowers. Most people spray with the flower, and you're gonna wilt it to the chemicals. Now, any sprayer, and the dollar store, they do have those good spray for $1, $1.25. And if you say, well, it's a gallon, just get a gallon of jug of milk or water, anything a gallon that's laying around, fill it up, put 2 teaspoons on 2 teaspoons per gallon of water. So you add the 2 teaspoons in that container, and then pour into this little sprayer. So you can go around, because most people say, well, it's a small bottle, how much is going to be the dilution rate? And it's easy if you go with the gallon. And then you pour in there, and it lasts you like 2 weeks. And then after that, you can, this is special for you guys again. Here is a lot of insects due to you got a lot of thrips, a lot of scale. These are totally organic and insecticides, no harmful for anybody. The only downside is a 4 tablespoons per gallon of water. But as long as you don't drink it, it won't kill you. But it's very safe on plants and humans and pets and everything. And so try to maintain your plants, keep it clean. Try to have a fungicide and insecticide that prevented with that as a preventative, you're gonna save a lot of headaches in the long run. And any questions so far?
Talk about the potting mediums that you use.
Okay, yeah.
The difference.
I like coconut fiber. The reason why I like coconut fiber is because it doesn't break as fast as moss. In my conditions, it's super wet or humid. So that if you do moss, even though it's a handful that you use, it's not much, it's basically a handful. In my conditions, it's super wet. So my root system usually decaying. And due to work and chores and stuff like that, I don't personally have the time to take care of my plants myself. So I gotta spray it every now and then. So I rather do coconut because it lasts longer without creating that bunch of humidity and damaging the root system because it starts to decaying, the moss in decaying too fast and produce a lot of humidity and damage the root system, especially the tips. The most important part of the root system are the tips. And most people forget about it. And that's why when you have it in a container, and you keep watering your plants on moss, what happens? John, my plants is dry. Yeah, the top of the pot is dry, but at the bottom is still wet or humid, and that tip is getting humid 24/7. So they don't like that. And use a tip. Whenever you got plants in pots and you using moss, most girls will tell you, stick your finger in. No, don't do that, because especially ladies have long nails, and you don't know what is in that medium and how bad is it. So if you got a cut or anything might get in there, so you try to prevent. Get a like pencil or coffee stir, those wood thing to remove coffee, and just stick it in there. I mean, you water today, 5 days down the road, you stick it in there. You feel humidity in there, don't water. Water, 2 days down the road, you do it again. And it's gonna tell you, oh, it's dry, then you can water. You can mist it on top when it's, for you guys that it's so hot, and over here it does air circulation. I mean, the East Coast and the West Coast has a little air circulation. You guys in the middle, no air circulation whatsoever. So for you guys, it's a good idea to mist them frequently. You mist them lightly to cool down the plants, especially early in the morning or late in the afternoon, not during the day because it's too hot. But that's why for you guys it works very well to mount plants to something, especially if you're snowbirds and they come here and then you guys go. It's a good idea. You mount it and then you don't have to think about it during summertime, because when you are wet and you can't in a pot, it's too wet. It's the plants might damage, might die due to humidity, and that's what I like coconut. Like I said, some people like moss because it holds a little bit humidity. In their condition works better. In my condition it doesn't. And out of all the different ways you can mount it, I like cork, because cork looks nicer. It doesn't break down as fast. And at least my wife like if I put a piece of plastic board, she might not like it. This and me myself, we're gonna be outside the house. That's what it is. And cypress board is something that we're carrying lately. It works very well. It lasts a long time. But I still like cork. This surface, I don't know, it looks more like a tree. It's an outer layer of a tree, of the cork tree. So it looks more natural to me. And some, like I said, some growers do go with the wood blacks. It's up to you guys. It's not a one way or another. It's up what you like the best and what you feel is easier for you. And one more thing. These are, let's say that you don't have a sprayer and you have a lot of plants, more than 50. These are one easy way to spray your plants. And it's super easy. I mean, you're gonna see numbers here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 over here, right? You're gonna fill it up with water. Let's say you do 1 gallon. So you're gonna fill it with water, and per every gallon is 2 teaspoons of whatever chemical. Seaweed, physan, well, this would be 4 tablespoons. Remember, it's 4 tablespoons on a natural, like 20, 20, 20, 10, 30, 20. Anything would be 2 teaspoons. So that for every gallon you do add 2 teaspoons of the chemical, or the dilution rate of the chemical, and connect it to the hose and spray your plants. Easy peasy. The only thing that you need to be aware of, make sure that your hose is no longer than 50 feet, because then you might create a backflow, and the pressure won't be enough, strong enough for the get a right sprayer. But besides that, it works very well. Okay.
So how often would you spray the one on the court living here?
Okay, spray with
spray
water.
Water, yes.
Okay, spray it heavily, at least dump it. You get a hose and hose it down. Try to do it twice a week. And let's say you can miss them, frequently. But let's say it's very hot and dry and not rainy, but like a week ago that's very dry and hot, and then you try to do a little more often. And again, if you use coconut fiber, you can water a little more frequently. Moss will hold a little more humidity. Also, it's according to, if by any chance you're lucky enough that you got like air circulation, it dries your plants faster. So you need to water, you need to compensate by, the plant's gonna tell you, if you see that it gets wrinkly on the leaf, and that means that it might lack water. And wrinkly and strong mean that if you see droopy, that means too much water. If you see that wrinkles and you see that the leaf is strong, that means it requires a little, you can water a little more because it's dry. But everything, plant will tell you, these like little pets, it will tell you, you can pay attention to them, not to be honest. You pay attention to them and you see, oh, it's getting light color over here because you got more bright, it's brightness and the light. So that you see spots, oh, you got a fungus or it's kind of wrinkly because of too much water, to lack of water. Just pay attention to the plant, we'll tell you. If not, just give it a call and we help you. We tell you what to do or not to do. Any questions about anything about orchids? Pick my brain, I'm here. Not only mounted, but growing, chemicals, let me know, I can help you. I mean, this is the time.
So I just mounted a bunch on wood slices.
Okay,
And I used probably way too much moss.
just remove it.
Pull some out.
Yeah, pull out. And make sure, okay, you're gonna pull some out, but make sure that the plant won't wobble. That's another thing, I forgot to tell you guys before. Make sure the plant is secure, that it won't wobble. So when you pull it out, you're gonna have to reattach it again, so the plant won't wobble like, that much. And but remember, it's a handful, not much. It's just enough to create enough humidity for the root system to develop and attach to the surface that you have. That's basically what you're after. And just pull a little bit. Any other question? A lot of numbers. I can tell you a lot of numbers. But and fertilizers, try to fertilize frequently, and especially in the summertime, because your plant here works a lot faster. Remember, longer days, the plant works faster. So try to fertilize a little more frequently. Lighter, for example, instead of 2 teaspoons, try to do weekly for a light solution. And a teaspoon per, if you do it weekly, it's a teaspoon per gallon of water. And spray your plant. You can add it to the fertilizer, you can add it to the super drive and the seaweed, a little experiment. And but it works very well. And what else? Apply a fungicide. It's very, very, it's very straightforward. It's nothing. These growers that you see all these beautiful plants here, most people ask me, how come they have to? Well, because they pay attention to the plant. They fertilize the plants. Now another thing, orchids they don't like to be pampered. Meaning they don't be playing on top of them 24/7. Just water, fertilize, and let it be. Don't be on top. They hate that. Is that the plant's gonna tell you because you see the plant drooping in fast, or they don't like it, they stop growing, they don't grow up fast, and so try to keep it easy. Don't go overboard on the plants. But any question? Going once, going twice. For example, he has a piece of driftwood. How do you attach it? In this case, because it's very thin, you'll not be able to drill it. Mm-hmm. So basically, what you do, you go either moss or coconut fiber, and then you zip tie it to the just zip tie. Mm-hmm. Because it's a nice piece of wood. I would use more than zip tie. I would use a fishing line. Perfect. Because you won't see it. You see. Mm-hmm. If I put something nice with a black zip tie, my wife's saying, "What are you doing?" I mean, really? No, that's amazing. So it's decorative that way, so you can hang it. And when you see the root system attaching to the tree, to the piece of wood, you cut it. Okay. You need to cut it because what happens, the plants start to grow, mm-hmm. and the fishing line is gonna cut it. Okay. It's gonna cut. Same with wires, mm-hmm. but fishing line you won't see it. Yeah. And that's it. And you can put one over here, and you can put another there, and just hang it. And this is a driftwood, so it lasts you forever. Oh, sorry. I was gonna sell the driftwood again.
Question about driftwood. Do you ocean driftwood, do you,
No ocean.
no, okay, how can we wait?
Okay, ocean. Yeah, this is what happens. If you walk on the beach, you see a lot of driftwood all the way around. If you go to the ocean, you need to rinse it and bleach it. And it's not like bleaching it, put it there. No. It takes a while because you need to put it in fresh water. Then dump the fresh water, put it under the sun, let it bake, and then put it again in fresh water. It takes you like 3 months or so. Usually at a river one, so that would be better.
That'll be clear.
And any question, this card so you can call. You don't mind. And you don't mind pass it to the lady in the back. And you can call in the back. You got a social media address or Facebook or Instagram, and you can reach me or my brother. And we're there to help you guys. I mean, for us, it's a service that we provide because the better you grow your plants, the more that you buy. No, but the better you help. I mean, what happens is you see your plants healthy and happy, producing flowers, you're happy, and you keep in the business. You keep growing your plant. Most people, what happen if your plants start to decay and dying, you lose interest, and then. So we're there to help you. So you plant, you become a good grower. I mean, all these growers start from one. Somebody gave one plant to them. I mean, to be honest, 100 years ago, you can ask all of them, and all of them started like that. If not, you can follow that. You can rewash it again, and they're YouTubers, and you tell, hey, give me your fish, and you can follow them, and they do go to all the shows, and they talk about shows and stuff like that, different plants. So you can, that's another way of learning, because most of the time, I myself forget what somebody told me within a half an hour. So you can, you can ask me the webpage or the YouTube address, and you can go and subscribe to them, and whatever is going on, they're going to show it.
Is there any problem if you place the mount in a place that there's a lot of wind?
No, the wind is good.
Maybe if it's bouncing.
The bouncing, okay, if it's not well attached,
Okay.
it's gonna wobble and might lose grip and might fall from the piece of wood. That's why in your case, tighten very well.
Yeah.
So that do it twice. For example, this is your piece, right? So you're gonna tie it over here, and then try to tie it on top too.
Okay.
So if a banda by any chance or the drum, the taller is you keep tying it to the piece of wood, and so you secure it.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay. Any more questions?
No.
Before my wife kills me and she helping. My kids couldn't come, so she's helping me right now.